the YoloPark Die-Cast Megatron AMK Pro series. This thing is supposed to be pretty impressive. I have never owned a YoloPark, Transformers, anything. So this is my first one, and here is the reveal. I have not opened this thing up yet, so this is going to be my first time taking a look at it. And as you can see on the back, it shows that this is a kit and it comes with all these accessories shown here, but I'm just going to get straight to the point because this is just too exciting and I want to see what this thing looks like. So there's Decepticons Rise Up. There's the box after you take the sleeve off. That's a pretty cool box. This is actually very, very nice quality. I have to say that this is just really good quality. It's got actually like a textured chrome, and even the logo feels nice and smooth compared to the rest of the box. You can just tell that they just put a lot of effort into designing this box, and this is high quality print here. Look at that Megatron logo here. I like this. This is pretty cool. So let's open this thing up and see what's inside. It's supposed to be pretty nice, and I'll show you the proper way to open up a box if you're a collector and you don't want to damage the opening flap. What you do is you place your knife like so. That's how you open it up without damaging the flap, crinkling it. So let's take a look here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. This is heavy. I have to say, this is heavy. I can feel the weight to this. I'm going to put it on the side just so that it fits in the camera better and I can bring it in closer. But this is really nice. Look at that. I'm impressed. Let's see here. And this is the weapon section and the stand. That is cool. Let's see, take this off. Look at that. Look at that. You can already tell this is just high quality. Look at the weathered paint on this. This is really, really something. I can feel a mix of die cast and plastic, but there's definitely some die cast pieces. This is definitely die cast right here. And I can see from a distance that the arms look like they have some die cast components. So it seems to be a combination of die cast and plastic, but it's heavy. I'll tell you, it really is heavy. This piece here, this damage plate, definitely die cast. That is nice. That is cool. That is real cool. Here's his head sculpt. Look at that. That is nice. So I want to put this thing together and let's see what it looks like when it's all built. Build complete, and I have to say Megatron is looking fantastic. I'm happy with the end result. I had to film this portion of the video a little bit later because I was sourcing some batteries for his ion cannon, as you can see, and I was getting a battery for his head. Unfortunately, in attempting to get his head to function, I had a mishap where a part of the circuit board came off, a little chip popped off, so I was not able to get that to work. But if it did work, I would have been able to use this magnet and put it in the back, and his eyes would light up red. But I'm going to have to contact YoloPark and get a replacement board or head. Hopefully they can just send that to me. But moving on, he's overall a really good articulated model. And there are a lot of features that are unique to having a non-transforming model like this, because you can get certain articulation. Now I'm going to go over some of the positives, and then I'll talk about a little bit of the negatives. Some of the features that are very unique are like his pivot side to side here in his chest abdomen area. He also has a double ab crunch. He can actually, as you can see here, he's got a lower ab crunch and at the waist, and then he's got an upper ab crunch at his chest. He also has the usual knee bending, but an additional bit of flexibility because it's a double joint here, so you're able to get a very, very tight knee bend pose. He has pretty decent ankle bending, and he also has toe pivot, as you can see here. He also has the usual articulation, rotation along the arms, bicep area, and the elbow area. So those are the positives. And also, by the way, you can flip up his side skirts to be able to do a spread, not quite Jean-Claude Van Damme, almost. And then this gets into where I would say the articulation is limited, in that you can't get his ankles to pivot quite as much as you can on a Studio Series 86. As you can see on the Studio Series 86, he's got quite a bit more ankle pivot and capability there, so you are able to do a true Jean-Claude Van Damme stance with that. The other limitation, which is not terrible, it's okay. I think that he's still got plenty of elbow bend. It could possibly have done with a double jointed elbow, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm not going to knock it for that because of how much they got out of it. So you really can't expect them to bend his elbow any more than that. So I would say that it's not necessary to have a double joint there. His wrists are jointed pretty nicely. His finger articulation is pretty good. So he's got an independent thumb joint on a single joint there, and then a double jointed index finger, and then the three remaining fingers are double. Are they double or are they single? Yeah, they're double jointed on the remaining index, or the remaining fingers below the index finger. So that allows him to grip his weapon in a more natural way. He can use his trigger finger while still gripping his blaster with the remaining fingers. So it actually looks a little bit more realistic in the hand. It looks like he's got his finger on the trigger there. It also allows for him to have a more realistic looking grip on his laser sword. As you can see here, he is able to really hold that sword and put his thumb around his index finger to get a nice tight grip. So that's really nice that he's able to have that kind of articulation in the hand. It's good. I like it. Overall, everything is really tight. I would say perfect tight. It's not too tight, it's not too loose. You're able to get into a lot of different positions, and he maintains those positions without any issue. Now, I would say that I would have liked to have seen a little bit more die cast. It feels good in the hand. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice, hefty feeling model, but you know, the box did say die cast, so I expected there to be quite a bit more die cast, and there wasn't. I think I was expecting there to be, you know, more than 50% die cast, and I would say that it's probably only 25, maybe 30%, maybe a third of it. I don't think half of this is die cast. The cold touch test tells me that, you know, things like his chest plate is full die cast. This is die cast, but the battle damaged chest plate, which can easily be applied, is not. This is plastic. But overall, I mean, when I'm doing the metal test, you know, this stuff doesn't have to be die cast. It's not. This is die cast right here. I know his chest is. This, or his abdomen, I think, not positive. This seems to be die cast there. Parts of his toes are definitely die cast. You can hear that, but maybe is his foot a die? No, that's not die cast. That's not die cast. That's die cast. That's not. So I would have liked to have seen more die cast, especially being that they advertise that the AMK Pro series is die cast. But it's not bad. I think it's hefty enough. I am not disappointed in it. I think that overall the quality of it is really good, despite the fact that I had an issue with the electronics in the head. I think that everything else about it's a quality piece. You know, you don't feel like you're buying a KO, you know, and it's not a KO, but it doesn't have that cheap feel to it. It does have a really nice overall tight and hefty feel. So my final thoughts: is it worth the $50-$60 with shipping that you have to pay? Yes, absolutely. I think that you definitely need to add this guy to your collection if you haven't already, and I think that he's worth every penny. What you're paying for the money, the quality is there, the paint work is there, the weathering is really good, the articulation is good, and I think that he will look good on anyone's shelf. And this is something that any Transformers fan should consider getting, because he's definitely got a very unique setup to him, and you won't find this on any transforming figure. So I say good job, YoloPark. This looks really good, and I look forward to getting my Optimus Prime version. Happy collecting.